No ocean, no river, no coastline for hundreds of miles. And yet, right here in the middle of a scorching UAE desert, they're building a port. Not symbolically, a real port. Cranes, customs, refrigerated terminals, tens of thousands of shipping containers stacked in the sand. This isn't a thought experiment, it's already happening. And the reason why reveals something most people don't know about how the world's cargo actually moves, and what happens when that system breaks. The location is Al-Eid, deep inside the Emirate of Sharjah. 247 acres of desert being paved over with ultra-durable concrete. Steel tracks for giant cranes. Cold storage facilities capable of staying frozen while the ground outside hits 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Full customs and border clearance, officially, legally, happening in the middle of the dunes. This stretch of sand is about to become one of the most important logistics hubs in the Middle East. Here's why. The UAE has always had a Hormuz problem. The Strait of Hormuz is the narrow channel connecting the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. At its tightest point, it's just 21 miles wide. Nearly a third of the world's seaborne oil passes through it. So does enormous volumes of international cargo. When things get tense in the region, and in 2026 they did, that choke point becomes a serious vulnerability. Shipping lines start pulling their vessels out, routes get cancelled, and suddenly all that cargo needs somewhere else to go. The UAE already had an answer. 2 East Coast ports facing the Gulf of Oman, completely outside the strait, Fujairah and Khor Fakkan. But the answer wasn't good enough. When cargo rerouted to the East Coast in 2026, it hit those 2 ports like a tsunami. Fujairah, built for 720,000 containers a year, was absorbing 70,000 in a single surge. Khor Fakkan went from 2,000 containers a week to 50,000, a 25-fold increase. Both ports went into 24-hour emergency mode just to stay functional. So expand them. Simple, right? Wrong. Look at those ports on a satellite map. Ocean on one side, and on the other, just a few hundred feet behind the terminals, the Hajar Mountains rise straight out of the coast. There is no room. You'd need years of blasting through solid rock or billions spent on artificial islands. The coast is full. The mountains are in the way, so the UAE moved the port. The logic is clean. Let the coastal terminals do one thing: get the container off the ship. Then move it inland immediately. All the slow work, customs declarations, inspections, sorting, storage, redistribution happens in the desert, where space is essentially infinite. Al-Eid doesn't just store containers. Under government decree, it operates as a full free economic zone with its own sovereign customs area. Legally, this patch of sand is a border. International cargo gets cleared here, tax-free, with no import duties, the same as if it had been processed at the water's edge. The coast becomes a handoff point. The desert becomes the engine. But none of this works without solving one brutal physics problem. How do you move millions of heavy containers from the coast to the desert? The answer is already built. In 2023, the UAE completed something extraordinary. Engineers cut 9 tunnels straight through the Hajar mountain range, blasting through solid granite, with a combined length of over 4 miles. The rail links connecting both Fujairah and Khor Fakkan to the inland hub at Al-Eid are already in the ground. A single freight train, half a mile long, can move 100 containers in one trip. One train. 100 trucks off a mountain road. No traffic, no delays. Straight through the rock at full speed. And they went further. Critical sections of the line were designed for double stack loading, 2 containers high per rail car. To pull that off, every mountain tunnel had to be built taller from day one. The payoff? Double the capacity without laying a single extra track. The rails themselves are welded into seamless continuous lines, pre-tensioned to stop them buckling in desert heat. Embankments are aerodynamically shaped to redirect wind and keep sand clear. The whole network handles a 32.5-ton axle load. This is infrastructure built to outlast the climate it sits in. Then, the UAE looked beyond its own borders. Oman's port of Sohar sits on the Gulf of Oman, another deep water hub, also outside the Strait of Hormuz. So, the two countries launched Hafit Rail, 148 miles of new track connecting Sohar to the UAE's national network, with freight trains running at 75 miles per hour, moving 100+ containers per trip. Construction started in 2024. It's active now. Once complete, a ship can unload in Oman and send cargo straight to Alid by train, a second corridor, fully independent of anything happening on the UAE's coast. Zoom out further and the full picture emerges. The Gulf Railway. 6 countries: Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, the UAE, Oman, connected by a single rail network. Not finished yet, but moving. Saudi Arabia's domestic track is largely done. The UAE's freight backbone is operational. Hafit Rail is under construction. Target for the full connected loop, 2028 to 2030. When it's complete, a container unloaded on the UAE's east coast reaches Riyadh in 1 to 2 days by rail. By sea through the strait, that same journey takes a week through one of the most volatile choke points on Earth. Alid is still early stage. Design phase launched in 2026. Over $100 million committed for the first stage. No official completion date yet. But when it's done, this desert will be a city. Warehouses, industrial parks, distribution centers, passenger rail, residential neighborhoods, all of it pulled in by the gravity of a major logistics hub. A port with no sea. Built not despite the desert, but because of everything the ocean can no longer be trusted to deliver. If you've made it this far, we'd like to take a second to salute you. We have many more videos like this one coming up in a new series, so we would respectfully ask you to like this video and subscribe for all the fresh content coming out from us here at What's Hot in UAE. See you on the next one.